there we go. Let's see what happens. Okay, looks like we're moving. Okay, and our last... Lay down. Go lay down. Come on, lay down. Go lay down. Go lay down. You're fine, lay down. Go lay down. Go lay down over here. Don't be angry at me. Love you. Lay down. Okay. Yep, we're streaming. We're good. Okay. See, I can speak Guoyu, and I can speak Meiyu, and I can speak... Come here, buddy. I can speak Go-yu. Right? Okay. All right, there we go. And that means I like to play... Okay, that means I'm not happy. All right, I don't know how long this is going to take while the dogs deliberate. Sorry, everybody, but, you know, sometimes the dogs do their thing. And yesterday I voted. We had Shenju yesterday. All right, let's do this. Can you see this, Quinn?
Yes.
All right, great. Finally getting started. One thing, this little light back here is distracting me, and so I'm going to move it out of the way. All right. There we go. Less distraction. Let's go. Let's read.
God has a pen.
Good. I want to hear more. Most of this is good, but I want to hear that T more. I heard Da has a pen, and it's dot. Dot has a pen. Go.
Dot has a pen.
Again. Try again.
Dot has a pen.
That's a little better, but still there's more T. Just say dot.
Dot.
Good. Stronger. Dot.
Dot.
Well, don't explode the T. Just stop it. Do this. Go. It's not You use your tongue. You say the T to stop the sound. You use the T to stop the sound. I think you're kind of getting it, but I think you're also just saying and then moving your tongue at the same time. And the key is you've got to use your tongue to stop the T. Say this. Tot, 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 tot.
Tot, 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 tot.
Good, good. Keep doing that. Keep doing that for a little while. You have to practice. Good. More. Keep going. Tot, 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 tot.
Tot, 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 tot.
Okay. Now, you see how your T stops the sound. Do you feel that?
Yes.
Okay. So, now we're doing the same thing here. Dot.
Dot.
That's a little better. Dot has a pen.
Dot has a pen.
That's better. That's improvement. Okay. Let's do this.
Dot writes with his pen.
Okay. Don't say the H because we're lazy, and most of the time we don't say the H in his or him. This is with is.
With his.
Not an F. It's not with. It's with. With is.
With his.
That's good. Now we got to get the Z. With is.
With is.
Not bad. We could make the Z stronger, but it was there. Say it again. With is.
With is.
Okay, that's better. Again, with is.
With is.
That was with it. Z. We don't want that. Let's go back. We'll come back to this. I want to say this again. Say dot rights.
Dot right.
Oh, that was really good. That was absolutely amazing.
Cody Couple.
Excellent and lovely. You know, Quinn, you are very good at that poker face. Okay? You know, no matter what happens, you're you keep a blank look on your face. I could tell a very funny joke and you'd be like, ooh, yeah. I mean, you're very good at keeping it cool and level. Okay, I'm very sorry, everyone. For some reason, the dogs are kind of acting up right now, and I hope they can calm down while we finish and go throughout the class. But my dog right next door is he wants attention now too, and maybe he went pee, and maybe he just wants attention. I'm gonna leave him be. Okay. All right, good. Let's do this one right here. Dot writes with his pen.
Dot writes with his pen.
Oh, that was really good. That was really good. Do that again. Dot writes with his pen.
Dot writes with his pen.
Good. Do it again. Dot writes with his pen.
Dot writes with his pen.
Okay, I'm seeing some F with his, and we want with his, and I can hear it too. Dot writes with his pen.
Dot writes with his pen.
Nope, there's F.
With
It's not with his, it's with his.
his. Dot writes with his pen.
Okay, that's a lot better. Now, I can't see your mouth very well. I can hear, but are you using a computer?
Yes.
Oh, just bring it down a little bit. Oh, the other way. There you go. And then you can relax and we can still see your mouth. All right, say that again. Dot writes with his pen.
Dot writes with his pen.
No, that was an F. That was with his. Dot writes with his.
Dot write with his.
That's a lot better. Again, dot writes with his.
Dot writes with his.
Good. Again, dot writes with his.
Dot writes with his.
Okay. All right. That was good. And now I'm going to have to go deal with my dog next door because otherwise he'll keep barking forever and ever. So I'll go and come back and we'll take class a little bit longer. Be good. Thank you. I'll be right back. Come on, guys. Come on, excuse me. Okay. Thank you, Blake. Good boy. Okay. Good. That took 2 minutes. He just needed some love. Okay. Here. Yeah, let's go here. Are you trying to find good lights, Quinn?
No, just I didn't open the light.
Oh, okay. That's okay. Um, I'm going to show you and everyone else something about lights. Okay. This is how, um, this is how lights work. Okay. So, I have, sometimes I use this light. Okay. But what I have is I have my computers here. Okay. So I'm working and we're over here and then, okay. And then I have a light over here. And then I have a light over here. Actually, two. And because that one is very big and bright, these are two. And this one is yellow. You can actually see the difference a little bit. The one in the back is yellow. And then the one up here is white. So that balances the color because that one's also white. Can we see it? Yeah, there it is. Okay, so I use those lights. It's Kia has these lights. You can get them anywhere. But that's what I use for lights, and those are in front of me. And then lights behind you. If you have only lights behind you, then it can make your face look dark. But if you don't have any lights behind you, then you look too bright. So getting lights on camera is not easy. It's very hard. So if the lights aren't perfect, it's okay. It's okay. It's not. I still try to. The lights are still not what I'd like them to be. In fact, you look. Now I move the camera. You can see behind me better now. Before it was just black. Now you can see the cloth. Okay? Lights change everything. Okay. I think we're settling down. Let's focus. Let's go right here. Go with this right here.
Dot writes with his pen.
Say this again. I keep hearing F. I keep hearing with is. Dot writes with is.
Dot write with is.
That's better. Say writes with. This is actually swith is.
With his.
That is really good. That was really, really good. Dot writes with is.
Dot write with his.
Stop. Again, Dot writes with his pen.
Dot writes with his pen.
Again, we're getting somewhere. Dot writes with his pen.
Dot writes with his pen.
Again, Dot writes with his pen.
Dot writes with his pen.
One more time. Dot writes with his pen.
Dot writes with his pen.
Okay. Right here. Let's go move on to this one. That's not bad. That's not bad, Quinn. Let's do this.
Dot has pepper.
Again.
Dot has pepper.
Okay. I hear short A, and. I'm hearing this. Pa. And we want pay.
Pay.
Yeah. Say again.
Dot has paper.
That's really good. Now, I actually went to McDonald's and they asked me if I want paper. And I didn't know what they wanted. But I did get pepper. And the girl didn't know the difference between A and S. She saw this and she was saying paper. And it's different.
Okay.
So it really matters. I couldn't understand what she was talking about. She kept talking about paper. I'm like, well, I don't know. Okay, well, anyhow, I want some pepper, and yep. Okay, let's go back. So now I heard you were not saying short E, you were saying short A. We want long A. Let's try again.
Dot has paper.
Oh my goodness, that was perfect. That was great. You got it. You learn fast. Say it one more time.
Dot has paper. Hey,
Ah,
dot has paper.
okay, that's better. Okay, you've got control of it, so you can do it, but now you just need to remember, right? And that's
Yes.
okay. That's a separate problem. It's two problems. Most people can't say it. Let's go do this one.
Dot has a piece of paper.
Oh, that's really good. Say that again.
Dot has a piece of paper.
Okay. This is good. Just say it again. I want to keep repeating it. It's not bad. Just it needs some
Dot
practice.
has a piece of paper.
Good. Again.
Dot has a piece of paper.
Good. One more time.
Dot has a piece of paper.
That's really good. Let's go over here and do this.
Dot writes on his paper.
Okay. We won't say the H because we're lazy.
Dot writes on his paper.
Wait, say again.
Dot writes on his paper.
Good. Say these two words.
Writes on.
Good. Pretty good. You could have a stronger T. Now say these three words.
Writes on is.
Say, let's do this. Writes on is.
Writes on is.
Good. One more time. Writes on is.
Writes on is.
Writes on is.
Writes on is.
Okay. All right. That's good. Let's go here now.
Dot writes with his pen on his paper.
Wait. Say that again. Fix it and say it again.
Dot writes with his pen on his paper.
With it. Pen on is.
Pen on is.
Good. Say again.
Dot writes with his pen on his paper.
Oh, that's really good. That's really good. Quinn, we're getting these faster and faster. Okay, go. Say it again.
Dot writes with his pen on his paper.
Now, I hear right, and we want rights. And, okay, say again.
Dot writes with his pen on his paper.
Say it again.
Dot writes with his pen on his paper.
Okay, this is on is. And with this we need... What are you tripping about? I think he's growling just so I talk to him. Dot, he wants attention. Do you know, here, English, here's a good word for the day. He just wants attention. Stop trying to get attention. You know, you can use these words a lot in your life.
Yes.
Here's another one. You just want attention. You know who my favorite person to say this to is?
No.
The teacher.
Oh.
Teacher. Huh? Stop trying to get attention. Do you think the teacher will be happy?
No. I think they will just
They
let
will.
your parents to school.
You think so, huh? Uh-huh. And you know what I'll say to my parent? If I were the student and I told the teacher, stop trying to get attention. He calls my parents. You know what I tell my parents? He just wants attention. Okay, now what do you tell your teacher? You just want attention. Okay, so these can actually be very, very useful to say. Okay, read these right here. You just want attention. He just wants attention. Stop trying to get attention. Go ahead. Read.
You just want attention.
Say want attention.
Want attention.
Good. Now, read this one.
He just wants attention.
Good. And then last one.
Stop trying to get attention.
That's really great. And you put these words together very well. Okay, those are our lessons for that's our word for the day. All right, we don't need that. We need this one. Okay, let's go back to this right here.
Dot writes with this pen on his paper.
That was really good, except I heard too much H here. Now, if you say H, it's okay. But it does sound strange, and we don't know why. If you're talking to Americans and you say on his, they will say his speech is strange, but they don't know why. Now, I know why because I'm a teacher and I do this all the time. But if you say on his paper, they will think you grew up in America. They'll say, you talk like an American. Why? Did you grow up in America? No. Well, why are you so good? And that's when you say, well, you know, I have this teacher. Okay, so go ahead, read this again.
Dot writes with his pen on his paper.
Hold on, we need on is, say on is.
On his.
Say with is.
With his.
That's better. That was a TH. Say it again. Dot writes with his pen on his paper.
Dot writes with his pen on his paper.
I heard an F, though. I heard with is. It's not bad. Most of it's good. Say it again. Dot writes with his pen on his paper.
Dot writes with his pen on his paper.
Oh, my. Wow. Did you hear that? That was just... Okay. And he keeps... And, you know... Do you see that? See? You see Quinn? He just keeps... It's just flat. It's very good. Okay, let's go do this one.
Dot writes dots on his paper.
Okay, again.
Dot writes dot on his paper.
Hold on. Say it again.
Dot writes dots on his paper.
Hold on. Dot writes dots on his paper.
Dot writes dots on his paper.
Say dots on his.
Dots on his.
Okay, good. Again, Dot writes dots on his paper.
Dot writes dots on his paper.
Good. Again, Dot writes dots on his paper.
Dot writes dots on his paper.
Okay, okay. That was very, very good. Let's do this one.
Dot writes dot with his paper. Dot writes dot with his pen.
Work on it some more. Say it again.
Dot writes dots with his pen.
Keep working on it. Say it again.
Dot writes dot. Dot writes dot.
Hold on. Stop. It's okay. Now this. Okay. This is why I waste a little time. This is why you talk, and then I go talk about something stupid. Okay? I'm giving you time to rest because I am making you very, very tired. Okay? All right. Let's go again. Say this again.
Dot writes dots on his paper.
Oh, that was much better, except you said pen instead of paper, but say it again. It was really good.
Dot writes dots on his paper.
That's really, really good. I want to hear really, really good again.
Dot writes dots on his paper.
Oh, I didn't hear the S.
Dot writes dots on his paper.
Wow. That was really good, wasn't it? Hey, well, okay. Let's...
Dot writes dots with his... Dot writes dots with his pen.
Okay, that was really good. Say it again.
Dot writes dots with his pen.
One more time.
Dot writes dots with his pen.
Okay, all right. Okay. All right, Dot writes dots with his pen. That was good. Quinn, remember I told you we would go faster and faster and faster and faster, and we're doing it. Let's do this one.
Dot writes dots with his pen on his paper.
Hold on, we missed a twist. Is twist. Go on.
Dot writes dots. Dot writes dots with Dot writes dots with his pen on his paper.
Hold on. There was a space here. Say it again.
Dot writes dot with his pen on his paper.
It's not bad. Dot writes dots with his pen on his paper. Now, you went through all this. Okay? You've read all this. And so, now I'm going to read it. Okay? Just listen. Dot has a pen. Dot writes with his pen. Dot has paper. Dot has a piece of paper. Dot writes on his paper. Dot writes with his pen on his paper. Dot writes dots on his paper. Dot writes dots with his pen. Dot writes dots with his pen on his paper. Now, hey, if you don't see the words, will you understand what I'm saying? Okay. No. Okay, that's so I'm going to do this. I'm going to move this over to my other screen here. Here we go. And I'm going to say it again. Now just listen. Dot has a pen. Dot writes with his pen. Dot has paper. Dot has a piece of paper. Dot writes on his paper. Dot writes with his pen on his paper. Dot writes dots on his paper. Dot writes dots with his pen. Dot writes dots with his pen on his paper. Again, that's normal English. You go to America, that's how people will talk. And you can't understand that if you only say, Dot has a pen. Dot writes with his pen. Dot has paper. Or Dot has pepper. Dot has a piece of paper. Okay, if that's how you're talking, you will never recognize it. So, speaking very natural is how to listen correctly.
Dot has a pen.
Good. Go ahead. Go again.
Dot writes with his pen.
Right? With his. I heard an F.
With his.
That's better.
Dot writes with his pen.
That was. Say it again. Dot writes
Dot
with
writes
his.
with his pen.
Okay, that's
Dot
good.
writes with his pen.
Good.
Dot has paper. Dot has a piece of paper. Dot writes on his pen. Dot writes on his paper. Dot writes with his pen on his paper.
Right. On his.
On his. Dot writes with his pen on his paper.
I heard an F.
Dot writes with his pen on his paper.
I heard an H.
Dot writes with his pen on his paper.
Whoa! Whoa! Okay. Okay, go on to the next one.
Dot writes dot on his paper.
San.
Dot writes dots on his paper.
Good, this.
Dot writes dots with his pen.
Good.
Dot writes dot with his pen on his paper.
I heard an H with his.
Dot writes dot with his pen on his paper.
I did not hear the S.
With his pen. Dot writes dots with his pen on his paper.
I heard an H.
Dot writes dots with his pen on his paper.
Whoa! Okay, all right. Okay, and let's do. Okay, all right, excellent. Part of me wants you to read it again for practice. So part of it, we want to do the same thing again and again and again and again and again. That is very important. But we also need to move on because that's another way to practice. So we have to balance it. We have to do a little of both. Again and again and again, and also move on. Because we want new sounds also. And when you learn the new sounds, the old sounds are easier. So moving on will help this a little. But if this is not strong, the next one will be more difficult. So Do we stay or do we go? Do we stay or do I go? That's always the question in teaching and practice. Okay. Okay, one thing I wanted to fix. And I didn't do this with you. Normal reading, Dot has a piece of paper. That's normal. Very normal. But very, very lazy fast English. Pizza. Pizza paper. Of so often, many times, just becomes Dot has a pizza. Say has a pizza.
Dot has a pizza.
Hold on, that's hold on. That sounded like don't tell anyone I can't spell. Okay, one other thing I want you to see this. Don't click this because it will remove the new line. Careful. Just because Google says something down here doesn't mean you want to click it. That might not be right. I'm going to correct it and type it right. Remember that. Google is not always right, and many times it makes more problems. Okay, so we don't want Dot wants a pizza because this has a T in it. This sound is TS, pizza. This, there's no T. It's pizza. Pizza? Pizza. Say this one.
Dot has a pizza.
No, now what you said was Dot has a pizza. And pizza is different. You said this. And this is wrong. I'm not going to click this either. I would just have to put up with it. You said Dot has a pizza. And this is pizza. This is pizza. So this is a TS. This is a Z. This is an actual S. It's just S. Say this again. Or try this. Try this again.
Dot has a pizza.
That's great. That's it. That's it. Again, Dot has a pizza.
Dot has a pizza.
That's really good. Now, this is Dot has a pizza. Dot has a pizza. Dot has a pizza.
Dot has a pizza.
Again, Dot has a pizza.
Dot has a pizza.
Good. Okay, one last time. Dot has a pizza.
Dot has a pizza.
Okay, this is really good. This is really good. Okay, so read that.
Dot has a pizza paper.
That was good. Say it again.
Dot has a piece of paper.
Okay, don't explode the T. Just stop the T. Dot has a piece of paper.
Dot has a piece of paper.
I heard a V. I heard a small V. It is proper, but we're practicing super calm slang. Pizza. Say it again.
Dot has a piece of paper.
Okay, that's really good. Dot has a piece of paper.
Dot has a piece of paper.
I'm not hearing the T make the stop. I'm hearing dot, and it needs to be dot. Dot has... Go ahead, go.
Dot has a piece of paper.
Pizza. Again, Dot has a piece of paper.
Dot has a piece of paper.
Again.
Dot has a piece of paper.
That was probably your best yet. Say it again.
Dot has a piece of paper.
Nope. That's I'm hearing pizza paper. Say it again. Dot has a piece of paper.
Dot has a piece of paper.
Okay. Let's do this.
Dot writes with his pen on his paper.
Okay, again, Dot writes with his pen on his paper.
Dot write with his pen on his paper.
Hold on. We need swith here. Dot writes with his.
Dot writes with his.
Wait, say again. Dot writes with his.
Dot write with his.
No, dot writes with his.
Dot writes with his.
Say that again.
Dot writes with his.
Nope, I heard an F. Dot writes with his. Say again.
Dot writes with his. Dot writes with his.
Ooh, that's not bad. But say it again.
Dot writes with his.
Okay, that's better. Now, let's go do this.
Dot writes with his pen on this paper.
Okay. Say it again.
Dot writes with his pen on this paper.
Okay, that was really good. Right here.
Dot writes dot on his paper.
No. Dot on.
Dot write dots on his paper.
Good. Here.
Dot writes dots with his pen.
Good. Again, but I say it again.
Dot writes dots with his pen.
Again.
Dot writes dot with his pen.
Okay. I didn't hear an S. Wait, hold on. I didn't hear an S, and here we want there to be. It almost sounds like an F. Do it again. Dot writes dots with his.
Dot writes dot with his.
Wait, I didn't hear the S. This is swith is. Swith
Dot
is.
writes dots with his pen.
Okay, good. Dot writes dots with his pen. Say it again.
Dot writes dots with his pen.
Again, one more time.
Dot writes dots with his pen.
Again, dot writes dots with his pen.
Dot writes dots with his pen.
Okay, right here.
Dot writes dot with his pen on his paper.
Okay, that's good. That's really good. Hold on. I'm making some notes here. Okay, maybe we can go down to bowl. Okay, maybe we can go down to here.
Okay.
Maybe we can go down to here. Go ahead, read this right here.
Dot has a desk.
Hold on, not dot. It's dot. Dot has a desk.
Dot has a desk.
Okay, that's really good. Okay, right here, this.
Dot sits at his desk.
Hold on, this is Tad is.
That is.
That was really good. Dot
sits
sits at his desk.
Dot sits at his desk.
Good. That was really good. This one.
Dot sits at his desk and writes.
Hold on, say it again.
Dot sits at his desk and writes.
This'll be descan.
Desk and.
Yeah, descan.
Desk and. Dot sits at his desk and writes.
Okay, that's really good. That's really good. We're gonna move on to this.
Dot writes dots with his pen on his paper at his desk.
Okay, that was good, but I want it could be smoother. Say it again.
Dot writes dots with his pen on his paper at his desk.
Hold on. I heard a space right here. Go back again.
Dot writes dot with his pen on his desk Dot writes dot with his pen on his paper at his desk.
Okay, that was okay, but say it again.
Dot writes dot with his pen on his paper at his desk.
Okay, one more time.
Dot writes dots with his pen on his paper at his desk.
Good. Right here. Dot.
Dots his paper.
That was amazing. That was just amazing. First read. Wow. Okay, let's do this.
Dots.
Wow, this.
Dot.
Again.
Dot.
You don't need the T with a comma. Dot.
Dot.
Okay. What's this?
Dot.
No. What are the different words? Why does this sentence make sense? Do you know?
Because the first one is.
Hold on. Wait, the first one is.
Oh, the first one is what you do on the paper, and the second one is the name.
Yup, that's right. This is an imperative. It's a one verb sentence. This is a vocative. It's simple address. That's right. Those are the big words for it. That's right. I was reading this 10 years ago with a boy who was 7. And he saw it. He goes, dot. And he looks up at me. Teacher, no! And he was angry that I put the two words there side by side. He thought, you can't do that. And I'm going to tell you a secret, Quinn.
Okay.
The whole writing all the way up here was just to bring it down to dot. When I wrote this originally, I wanted everything to go along and make sense so that I could say dot and it would make sense. That was why I wrote everything before it the way that I did originally long ago. And it turns out it's good for pronunciation. Again, this also, I did.
The pot.
Yeah, the pot. Dot also has a pot. The pot. Dot cooks with the pot. I also wrote everything else so that would make sense. I put these in here. It sounds so stupid. Dot. The pot. Dot cooks with the pot. So I did, I did some of this on purpose. Okay. I want to go, let's see. I think we could do a little bit more. I want to add a little bit of time because I feel that I had to waste a little time getting started and I had to waste 2 minutes with my dog. I want to add a little time. Oh, look. Dot has a dog. Dot has many dogs. One dog is angry all the time. That dog just wants attention. Isn't this? Okay. We've got dumplings. You know dumplings? Don't know what dumplings?
Yeah.
What again?
水饺.
Yeah, that's right. Dot dunks his dumplings, and then Dot eats beans and dumplings. I don't know if we have time for eats, but I definitely we have time for dunks. So let's do this. Let's read. Go ahead. Dot right here.
Dot.
Good. Again.
Dot dong.
Wait, again.
Dot dong. Dot dongs.
Good. Again.
Dot dongs.
Okay, yeah, that's great. The first few times you said it, I heard dot dunk or dot dunk, and it cut off. I don't know. It sounded like maybe Discord was killing your S, because Discord does that. So sometimes you say it correctly, but I cannot hear it because Discord cuts it out as noise. This is a problem that I'm waiting to solve. Read this one now.
Dot dongs is dumplings.
That's really good, but this is a Z. Do you know dunk? Do you know?
No. Oh. Okay.
What is that?
灌篮
Yeah, okay. All right, so let's do this here. Is this 小子? Huh?
多特把饺子蘸着吃
Okay. Here's another thing too. When I first made this writing 10 years ago, it always said Dian. After 3 years, I saw Google Translate change Dot's name to Dota. So some employee at Google read, because I'm always translating, translate, dot. Oh, you see that? Dot, you see that? It's dot. You know, they don't know what to do. Dot. Here, dot. Okay?
Dot.
Yeah, here, Dota. So I'm always, every sentence I was translating again and again and again. And Google Translate didn't know what to do. And so I think some employee, you know, employee, 中文怎么说 employee?
员工.
Okay, wow, you got good vocabulary. Whoa. Okay, all right, you got good vocabulary. So I think some employee at Google had to come in and read this to figure out what the heck is this? No, it's a stupid story. Yeah, and because there's another one too. Dot 3 also. Dot is walking. Dot, here it is again. Right? Dot watch dot walk. Watch dot walking in town. See the park. The park. See dot in the park. This I wrote this first. Dot 3. This one was the very first one I ever wrote. And then I did the others, and then I wanted an easier one. So that's when we did, I was doing this one. I wanted the park, but it was the pot. So someone at Google saw this website and wanted to know what was going on. And so they created the name Dota at Google. So Google Translate made dot the name Dota. So this has been quite in fact, one day I was teaching English and I had my list over here. You know, I had my words. And one day, all of a sudden, Google Translate, it was about 3 years, no, maybe 2 years ago. Google Translate jumps up with this window. This window shows up right here. And Google asked me, what are you doing? And you know, and what are you using Google Translate for? I said, I'm teaching English. And I'm using this to create a list for vocabulary. And then the window said, oh, okay, we just wanted to know. Thank you. So it's like someone was chatting with me because nobody uses Google Translate like this. So you see, 3 years ago, see the line? You see the line here, Quinn?
Yes.
No, 3 years ago, there was no line right here. 1 year ago, I do this, all these words would be in one line. I do the words like this, and there's one line. I use this to send feedback. I said, I want my list. And then it started putting a space between the lines. Even here, I have a space here, but no extra line there. And it started, so Google Translate has been watching how I use Google to teach. It's just been interesting. That was a fun story, Quinn. Okay. Let's go back. Let's go back to dumplings.
Okay. Dunks is dumplings.
That's really great. That was really good. That was you the H, the S. Say it again.
Dunks is dumplings.
Good. Again. Now wait, hold on. Stop. Okay, Quinn, you are a great student, okay? Hear that? I want to hear you say it. Say, I'm a great student.
I'm a great student.
Now that we know you're a great student, I want to tell everyone on YouTube something, and I want to tell Quinn something. You ready, Quinn? I know that you are looking at other web pages. And you are looking at other things on your computer. How do I know this? How do I know? Yeah, you're a good student. You are not a bad student, and I'm not angry. You just looked at something else. And again, how do
I just have the window.
Okay, right. Okay. How do I know?
Because the glass.
That's right. I can see it reflected on your glasses. Okay. And it's okay because, you have your computer and your computer will do things, especially if you're using Windows. Windows? You know Windows, right? Windows, Microsoft Windows?
Yes.
Windows is always giving you a notification and a pop-up and, right?
Yes, and line will bump up. I don't know why.
Oh, line will say,
bump up.
yeah. Whenever you use Windows, Windows always wants attention. Right? Okay. Okay.
But I don't know why my messenger will pop up.
Why? Why?
No,
You don't know why? Yeah. You don't know why Line keeps doing this, huh? Okay. I know why. It's in the notifications. It's in your settings, but Windows does this. This is one reason I don't like Windows. I'm using Linux. What you see here is not Windows. It's Linux. And it's most of the same things. It's most of the same normal things, but not all. But it's very fast. It's very fast, and it doesn't do that. It's not seeking attention. But yeah, this is a teacher tip. Quinn, one day, do you know this? Let's just chat a little. Do you mind? Do you mind just chatting a little bit? Some conversation? Is that okay?
Okay.
Do you know athlete? Zolan's almost all athlete. Not? Whoa. Okay, hold on. Do you know my swear word when I'm angry? When I'm angry, I say this.
Strawberry elephant.
That's my angry. Sometimes the children I'm reading with young children and they say it wrong, and I'll just do this.
Strawberry elephant.
And that's my angry word. How do you like that? Okay. They're like, what? So, all right. You just said TH as an F. Do you know that?
No.
You just did. The word was I said athlete and you said athlete. Do you know?
No.
See, that's why we have a teacher. That's why you have a class. You don't know everything. It's okay. I told my students long ago, I said, you're making mistakes. And I said, don't be sad. I'm happy when you make a mistake. And my student said, why are you happy if I make a mistake? I said, so I can have a job. If you never make mistakes, then I don't need a job. So I like your mistakes. And but mistakes are part of learning. And it's also part of sports and exercise. We're not here so we're perfect and never need a teacher. We're here because we can make mistakes. And it's okay.
Okay.
We just keep going. All right, okay. But shh. Don't tell anyone. Okay? Shh. Okay. All right. Okay, we'll keep right. Okay. All right. So, this here. I said athlete and you said athlete. Now, I think that your teachers and your classmates in Taiwan gave you a problem. Because the TH, let's go down here. The TH and the F, they say them the same. They see the TH and they say the F. And they are similar. They're very related. S, sh. They're all related. They're very similar. But they're not the same. And I can hear the difference. So I'm here to help. But this is a new word, athlete. You know, athlete?
I heard it before.
Yup. Say it again.
Athlete.
That's great. One more time, athlete.
Athlete.
That's really great. Okay, so now we have the same problem with the T that we started class with. There's athlete, eat, where we close with the T, or you can explode the T and say athlete. But normally in talking, we're too lazy to go t. So we just say athlete. That's very normal. But it's not athlete. It's not athlete. It's athlete.
Athlete.
That's really good. So, now you know the word. You know, 运动员.
Yes.
Or maybe yen. Maybe yen. Do you know what athletes do when they get old? Maybe 30 or 40 or 50.
PE teacher.
P teacher or coach, 教练.
Yes.
When they're young, they play. When they're old, they teach.
Yes.
So that's very, very normal. I forgot why I was going to tell you that. I think I was going to say maybe one day you will be teaching. You do things now and you're in the game. When you're older, if you're good, you'll be the teacher. And when you're the teacher, you will learn things. You will learn things. Now, some students, if you have glasses, it's easy to see some things. If you don't have glasses, there still is a light on your face that changes. And I get that with some. See, I deal with that. I have students that are like maybe they're 10 years old and they don't pay attention in class. They just don't pay attention at all. And I see the light, it's white and then it's blue here and then it's red and then it's you know, and they don't know that I can see this. And that's funny. You're older. You're serious. Remember, I told you you're a good student. That's fine. You're a good student. But stuff happens. You get notices on your screen. I can see it. Another thing is this: if you really get good, and this is something we normally don't tell everyone, but if you're really, really good, you don't even need someone to have glasses. You can sometimes see the reflection in their eyes if you're really good. But that takes practice. That takes practice. Okay.
Yeah.
And even on the internet, it's still hard to see. It's very hard to see because it's way too small. You'd have to be talking to them. In fact, you can talk when you're outside and you're talking to someone. You can see what's behind you. If they have glasses, it's very easy. But if not, learn to look in their eyes to see if something's behind you. I mean, you can do these things, okay? There are clues all around you. Learn to pay attention, know your environment, and listen well. Okay, let's go on. I want to, we're at 11:05. I want to finish reading this one and finish Dunk Dumplings. So that was a fun chat. And then I think if we have time, we might chat about some things. But let's finish this. This is good. Let's read this right here. Dunks.
Dunks.
Good. This.
Dunks is dumplings.
I want more P in that pling. Now,
Dumplings.
PL, and I'm going to show you this. That's PL. These right here. BL, CL, FL, GL, PL, SL. This is a practice I do. I have students read all these. We just read them, and after they can talk better. They just read it one time. Maybe we'll do that sometime. But BL is bleh, 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 bleh. Go on. Bleh, 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 bleh. Yep, that's right. I teach the students in school. I'd say, bleh, and then students want to run up to the front of the classroom. Teacher, me. Bleh, and then they... And I say, okay, now PL, please. Teacher, me. Please. You know, and I say, okay, good job. Good job. And that's true. That's really how the sound is made. It's not dumpling, it's pling, but it's very small and it's inside. Dumplings. Yup. Dumplings.
Dumpling.
Yup, that's really good. And this is a Z. Say again. Dunks is dumplings.
Dunks is dumpling.
That was really good. You had the S, the Z's. Maybe that sounded like a Z, but it's not bad. We're doing well. Let's keep going. Say this.
Dot has a bow.
Okay. This is an L. Bowl.
Dot has a bow.
Good. This word right here. Say bowl.
Ball.
That was it. Did you hear that? Yeah, I know. He's good, isn't he? Okay, say it again. Bowl.
Ball.
Good. Now, you don't need to stick your tongue out like I do, but you are using it in your mouth, and that's correct. That's the idea. Bowl.
Ball. Ball.
That's really good. Now, if your L is a W, if you're saying it wrong, then you'll say bowo. And I can't tell you how many people in Taiwan say bowo. Do you know bow wow? It's what a dog says, bow wow. In English, the dog says woof and bow wow. Bow wow is what dogs say. So I can't tell you how many Taiwanese children and teachers bow wow. No. This is not ow. This is o. This is o. One more time, Quinn.
Bow.
That's good. But this is actually, It's not bowel. Hold on.
Bowl.
Bowl. This is bowel.
Oh.
O. Ow. Very different. It changes everything. It changes everything. So, say bowl.
Bowl.
Good. Now, Dot has a bowl.
Dot has a bowl.
That was really good. Now these two.
Dot has dumplings in his bowl.
That was amazing. That was perfect. That was really good. And this one?
Dot dunks his dumplings in his bowl.
That was perfect. Okay. So before, you see, we practice. Now you get here and you can just go. You have a small accent, but that's okay. Everyone does. Even in America. People are from New York. They're from Florida. They talk differently. That's normal. All right. So we're going to stop here. One more thing. TH. Can you do this? The. That's really good. Quinn, I want you to keep practicing that, okay?
Okay.
Say it again. The.
The.
Good. Oh, that's good. Try to open your mouth up more. Don't move your jaw. The. I'm moving my mouth a little bit. That's bad. That's Quinn. That's really good. Have you been practicing that? Did you practice at all?
Not at all, just sometime.
Did you? So you did practice a little? Okay. Not a lot. At all means even one time. Did you practice at all? Yes, I practiced a little. English tip. Okay. So how much did you practice it?
I don't know.
Maybe 2 times? Like just...
3 or 4.
Okay.
I don't.
Yeah,
even-
that's fine. What you practiced is fine. It helped a lot. Very little practice. I teach you until you're very tired. Very little practice and a lot of rest. Rest. And that's how to learn. So if you want to learn, you need to practice and rest. Not I tell you it's good or bad and then you go try and you don't know what to do. All right, it was good. Whatever you did and whatever you didn't do it and don't do it again. Okay? Keep going because as you can do that, as you can do that, you will be able to make the other sounds better. And it shows up because you said this so well. Okay? This was how much did we get done today? All this was done today. And up here before that, wow, it took 3 weeks before to do less than all we did today. That's pretty good. All right, Quinn, see you next week. Bye-bye.